working a crab stitch edging. Start with a slip stitch on the hook that you're going to use for the edging. You may need to experiment with your hook sizes. In the Tunisian Corset Belt, which is the pattern I'm using to demonstrate this on, I've used a 3.75mm hook, as that gives the best size for me. That's an F hook. The pattern recommends a 3.5mm one. I know that I slip stitch and I work my foundation chains tight, and so that's why I've gone for a larger hook than the one recommended in the pattern. To start with, it's possible I might have to change back or even change for a larger hook. We're going to slip stitch through 2 layers. So I'm going to put a slip stitch in the side of that first row of the fastening and in the first row of the Tunisian crochet. I'm going to pull the yarn over and through. Make sure I pull that quite tight to secure. Now I can see that there are 2 chains on this end here, so I'm going to work into the first of them, and then I'm going to work into the second row of the Tunisian crochet, pull the yarn through both of those and the loop on my hook. And then I'm going to do the same with that second loop there. Sometimes you need to encourage the stitches to go on the hook, and I'm going to work into the next end stitch of the Tunisian crochet and work through all 3 loops. Now I'm going to do the same here through the first loop I see in that end stitch and the next end stitch of the belt, and pull through all 3 loops. Now I'm going to work into the final loop of that end stitch here and the next end stitch of the Tunisian Corset Belt. You can see these are really nice and easy to work into. I love edging Tunisian crochet, and pull through all of those 3 loops. So I've finished attaching the edging now. I'm just going to slip stitch all the way to the end of the belt, and of course this is a swatch, so it's very short. I'm working a slip stitch into each hook, each end stitch, and when I get to the end we will be working back in the opposite direction. Okay, so I need one there as well, just behind here, into the foundation chain. I can see I'm not going to get a crisp corner otherwise if I don't do that. So those are my slip stitches. And now I'm going to work a turning chain, and I'm going to work a UK double crochet, that's a US single crochet, into the back loop of each of those slip stitches. But I'm not doing this in the normal way. Normally you would expect me to turn at this point. I'm not. I'm going to go behind that chain loop, through the back loop there, and pull my stitch through. Now I've got my 2 loops on the hook. Let's separate them so you can see them, and I'm going to pull through both of those, and this is what's going to give that nice twisty look. So I've worked into this one. This is the next slip stitch, so I'm going to put my hook into there. It's quite difficult to show you. Let's see if we can do it from this side. Yeah, you can see it's going into that loop there, yarn over hook, pull it through. Oops, I pulled it through both loops. I should have pulled it through only the one, and then pull through the 2 loops that are on my hook. Again, let's show you that there are 2 loops there. Yeah, there we go. You can see that there are 2 loops there, and that's why this is a UK double crochet or a US single crochet. And again, I've now worked into this one. The next one to work into is this stitch here. I'll move to the back so that I can show you. Let's hold this forward. Let's work into this back loop only, yarn over hook, pull it through the slip stitch. It's difficult to do it from this angle. You've now got 2 loops on your hook, and you're going to work through those, and that's what you're going to do all the way along, and you'll get this lovely twisty looking braid style edging. And then we can fasten that off. We've got our ends to weave in there, but that should weave in quite nicely along the back of the fastening.